I started on this path at the age of 24 with pancreatic cancer, and that was my initiation to enhance my consciousness. And I pursued the question of what is the root cause of disease. The pancreas specifically is losing the sweetness of life. So everything that's the sweetness of life. Yes. So that's why, diabetes is an issue with the pancreas and the insulin production, is because it has to do with that root cause healing of sweetness of life. So when we look at everything from a unity consciousness perspective, everything is good and everything is God. You look at it from a duality, a disempowered story, and that's okay too. Choose your own adventure. Or we can look at it as it's all God, it's all love, it's all for me. So when we get something like a dis-ease, we can look at it's a messenger to teach us the lesson, because when the student is ready, the messenger appears. And when the student's truly ready, the messenger then leaves. So if I receive the message from the messenger of pancreatic cancer, I no longer have to live in the experience of pancreatic cancer, because everything is happening for me to bring me into alignment of who I truly am and what I'm really here to do. And so at that time in my life, at 24, I was making a lot of decisions to go on a life path that was from outside of myself, what I thought others wanted me to do. So I was my solar plexus, that's the energy center that the pancreas is connected to. So rather than exercising my divine will, I was people pleasing and making those choices. That makes you start slipping on the sweetness of life, and thus the pancreatic cancer. It took years to get to that level of understanding. I went through the physical aspect of disease, into the emotional, into the mental, and then into the spiritual. And it's all connected. So we can get to the root cause of disease very quickly and turn that into ease. All disease is being at unease with an aspect of ourself, an aspect of consciousness. There is no, in unity consciousness, the world is a mirror for you to see yourself. There is no they. They are you. What are they showing you about you? And when we have the courage to sit with ourself as everything is for us, and it's all us showing us aspects of ourselves, we can shift very quickly into grace and ease and fun and play. And the goal is not just not dis-ease, coming into ease and alignment with ourself and with nature and how it was created to be. But when you do, you really start the beginning, which is where the true fun begins, which is all that we are able to do, what we're really capable of, what God designed us to really do. We activate our spiritual gifts and our purpose and our passion and our mission, and then life becomes really fun. So that's what we're doing today in this session, a big pillar of who we are as beings after the whole God self, the singular self, the unity consciousness of all that is. We have the individual self. And within our individual self, we then split into two energies, which is masculine and feminine energy. This does not mean male and female. This is not the sexes. This isn't about the physical body. This is the energy of masculine energy and feminine energy. Everything in creation, once you move into a duality perspective, is governed by masculine and feminine energy. Most of us have been imbalanced. Our whole world is imbalanced. What we're seeing in the world is the world wobbling back into balance. It's all happening for us. It's all necessary. On the other side of this wobbling back, the pendulum is swinging. It was way over here. We're doing this and we're going to come back into balance. And as within, so without. Everything happening in the world is happening within us. How we can best, greatest, most impact the world is by coming into harmony and alignment within ourselves. Because then we automatically are increasing, raising the energy and the awareness of what's outside of ourselves. If I want to help bring the masculine and feminine energy into balance outside of me, I do it in me first. And that's how we've been taught everything was reversed. It was seek out there, right? And it's actually seek in here, and you shall find. We look within. So the masculine energy has been where we've predominantly been as society for a very long time. The masculine energy is represented by the archetypes of God, the sun, day, summer. It's the mind, it's the physical realm, it's the known, it's what is conscious, and it's our outer world. Everything has been an outward focused world. That right there is showing that we've been in the masculine. Within the masculine energy, there's healthy expressions of it and there's wounded expressions of it. If you look at the healthy and wounded expressions of both masculine and feminine energy, We not only have been imbalanced, but most of the world has been operating in the wounded expressions of masculine and feminine energy. In the masculine, that looks like abuse of power, aggressive, avoidant, competitive, confrontational, controlling, criticism, defensive, distant, domineering, emotionally unavailable, hungry for power, out of touch with body and feelings, being a perpetrator, stuck in the mind, unstable, unsupported, and withholding. The healthy expression of masculine energy that all of us, male and female, are capable of being in is assertive, boundaries are healthy and clear and strong, capable, certain, clarity, confidence, courage, direction, discipline, focus, humble, inner strength, we live in integrity, logical, objectivity, presence, protection, responsible, responsive, safe, stability, structure, support. Those are all good, healthy things that all of us, when we have that within us, we feel safe to be in the world. So what we're going to do within ourselves with our masculine energy, coming into harmony with our feminine energy, the world also has been showing us that the masculine feminine energy, instead of doing this beautiful dance, has been at war. And that's what's happened with inside of us too. If we look at how our energy has moved, and we'll do that exploration in just a minute, we'll see where our inner masculine has been at war with our inner feminine and vice versa. When we come into the healthy expressions of them and we let them marry each other, they create this beautiful dance. This is our DNA. Our DNA does this. Everything within creation is a microcosm to the macrocosm of these structures. And when we have this marriage, so not marriage outside of ourselves, male and female, but marriage within me of the masculine feminine energy, and I've had activated this divine sacred union within myself, now my inner child has a foundation where I have a strong, healthy masculine energy that sets my boundaries and protects me. I feel safe now. And my feminine feels safe to be in nurturing mode versus survival mode versus having to protect herself from this masochist masculine energy that's been abusing her. I had to realize that was within me. My inner masculine was a slave driver to my inner feminine. Anytime I tried to rest, my masculine is, you're lazy, get up, get going, you're not being productive. I had to come into harmony with that within myself. So then when the inner child feels safe to come out and play, when we live from our inner child, that's living in our complete innocence of who we were created to be before the world put anything not self on us, something a teacher said, something a parent said, something the TV programmed us, right? And we took on these not self parts. Think about who that most pure, true you is that you have felt maybe in the past not safe. It's not safe to be me in the world. They didn't understand me. They misunderstood me. They, whatever. They thought I was too much. They thought I was this, whatever projection other people put on you. When we feel safe in our masculine and feminine to live from our inner child, that's our divine will. So we're creating this triangular structure within us. Our masculine energy governs our right side of our body. Our feminine energy governs our left side. And our inner child really lives in our will and in our sacral center, our creativity, our fun, our play, when we think about who we were as kids and how we played, and our root. You think about it, you have to feel stable and secure to really live the childhood. And that's what we're doing. We're reparenting ourselves. We're becoming the mom and dad we needed within us for our inner child to feel safe, to feel activated, so that we are going into every experience with an open heart, with childlike awe and wonder, we're just playing. I don't know what I'm doing up here. I'm just playing. Thanks for coming to my play session. Because when we think we know what we're doing, that's coming from an ego or from when we're just living from our inner child, we're just following our greatest excitement and joy. And what we create, if you ever sit with children and see what they create when they're, feeling safe to be who they are and they're in a supportive environment, they're creating a whole world of magic that if they invite you into, you're going to get something magical from. And that's what we're all here to do for our entire life. We're not meant to shut that off. And that's what we get to remember. So the feminine energy, this has been the energy that the world at large has been scared of, because when the feminine energy is activated and full, this level of control and people taking advantage of each other, these structures and a hierarchy that has built our world, this matrix that we've lived in, this harvesting from people and taking advantage of people, when the feminine is healthy and active, that can exist. So they had to make the feminine bad and scary and remove it from the teachings so that that wasn't a whole part of society, so that they could be in control. I don't know who they is. There's lots of possibilities. That's neither here nor there. This is where we are. I have lots of theories. It's all fun. But what we truly know is really what's inside of us and what we're here to do. And if we take all that energy off of what they, because ultimately it's all consciousness. Experiencing itself as consciousness, which is, they is me. They is the part of me that needed to teach me the lesson to activate my inner power, to no longer be taken advantage of. Is that your answer for they? Yeah. See, we're like ding, 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 ding.
It's me.
Ultimately, it's like playing a video game and each boss gets a little bit harder, so you keep having the same experience. You're like, man, this was a different person and I just created that same experience, and you thought they were the next boss, and you ultimately get to the big boss at the end, the big scary one that's the hardest to beat, and it was you all along. I'm like, oh, it was me. And then all is just loving yourself. That's all it is. So the divine feminine energy is represented by the goddess, the moon, the night, the winter, all the things they made scary, right? The heart, emotion, our sensing and our feeling, the unknown, the subconscious, our inner world. So the key energies of the feminine is being intuitive and fluid and open, compassionate, receiving, creative, experiential, evaluation, allowing, rest, being, play, protected, passive, receptive, reflective, inward, looks at the whole, whereas masculine energy looks at the parts and the flow. The masculine energy is logical and linear, and boundaries, accountability, giving, technical, precision, confidence, striving, action, doing, discipline, protector, active, expansiveness, outward, and looks at parts and is linear. All these things are good things. It's when it's out of balance, therein lies the problem. And this is, the yin and the yang. This is the duality. This is the two parts of creation, is this masculine and feminine. So this is the book that I wrote. I'm about to get the oils, and we're going to experience that. But this gives you just a little bit of this teaching, and the rest of the book is small because I don't have your answers. Your answers are in you. And the book is to guide you into yourself through journal prompts and affirmations and activities to uncover these parts that we see out there, but we don't realize is in here, that we have this cognitive dissonance. I call these embodiment boxes. I made them for myself first because I saw the pattern outside of me that people talk about these things, but I noticed they're not actually living it and embodied it and doing it. And I was like, I'm not going to go on this path and talk about it and not do it. I want to embody this energy. The oils, they hold the frequency. They're the bridge. They're holding the frequency of what we're tuning into. But if we're not doing the conscious work to do meet them halfway, the bridge, then we keep reprogramming the same thing. So there's people using oils, and essential oils have to have a frequency in order for them to be effective. Most oils in the market are dead oil. They don't communicate with the body. So when we put on a true oil and you put on a true oil, your body's going to do something completely different with it. My body will tell it what to do. If you don't have the energetic component, it's not communicating to the body. So it can force the body to do something it's not needed. So you can cause harm, or it's doing nothing because it's not able to communicate. So when we have real frequency oils, they're the bridge. So I see people doing the conscious work without the oils. The oils will go in your DNA, take out what wasn't meant to be there, re-put you back to blueprint original design. And if you keep thinking the same thoughts and telling the same story that you've always thought and told, you're going to keep creating the same thing. So it's that conscious work with the oils. Then I see people doing the conscious work without the oils. And what you can do in a week and in a year, this is complete transformation, rapid, in a good way, with play and fun and ease. It doesn't have to be hard and scary, but it doesn't have to take so long to go through all those layers. Like, okay, now this layer, now this layer. This can go right to the root, and you reprogram what you're choosing instead. And you can create a whole different reality of your life very quickly, whether that's getting out of dis-ease or activating your highest potential and purpose. So the wounded feminine looks like afraid to use our voice, codependent, compromising integrity, being in desperation, drowning in emotions, insecure, jealous, low self-worth, manipulation, needy, oversharing, powerless, self-sacrificing, sensitive, out of balance, taking victimhood and weakness. And the healthy feminine looks like allowing, collaborating, being compassionate, creative, in ease, emotional, feeling, flexible, flow, gentle, grounded, in flow, intuitive, kind, magnetic, nurturing, open, patient, radiance, receptive, sensitivity, sensual, stillness, surrender, tenderness, trusting, unconditional love, understanding, and vulnerable. And I'm just putting these vibrations of these words out here because it's now here, and this will continue to have a ripple effect. We don't have to have the mind doesn't have to make sense of it all right now. That's the beautiful thing about vibration, is we put it in the field and then it has this ripple effect of what's happening. But that's just to remind our body of both of these energies and the potential to live in that healthy expression within myself in all those activated categories. So what I would do when I made this for myself, I would sit with this embodiment box, and it comes with a tea, an herbal tea here. And the herbs balance our masculine and feminine energy. And I would make a cup of tea. I have 3 kids, 3 boys. I unschool, they're with me all the time. And at the time when I started this work, they were like 3, 6, and 9. They're now 6, 9, and 12. And so this was like, I had 5 minutes, 5 minutes a day to change my whole life. And I knew how powerful the oils are. So then I took the information and got it, one of my gifts is to take a whole bunch of information and take it to like, what's the most important thing? And I wanted to embody these energies. That was the purpose that I set out for this work. And I would just look at that chart of the masculine and feminine energy, have a cup of tea. I would roll these on. We're about to do this. I'll pass the oils around. And I would hold the palm stones and just have a little meditation, 5 minutes of where in my life, show me. Show me where this is off. Show me where I can, where it's coming from, where I can hold it, where I can heal it, where I can love it, so that it's an integrated part of me. And working in our masculine, feminine energy, besides creating that safe foundation for the inner child, for us to live from our freest, fullest part of ourselves, from our heart space, it also is how we experience relationships. So when we heal that masculine, feminine energy in us, this is like giving and receiving, doing and resting. So all these things that were in balance with me, that as I healed those imbalances within myself, my relationships changed. Why did I always attract all these takers that would come and just take and steal from me? Oh, because I was in balance with giving and giving and giving, and I wasn't comfortable receiving. So now let me figure out, why am I not comfortable receiving? Oh, it's just a self-worth issue. Why do I believe I'm not worthy? Oh, because I feel guilty if someone has and I don't, or if I have and somebody else doesn't. Wow, that's a codependency, because we are all here having our own experience, and their divine experience is their teacher and mine is my teacher. And I don't have to block what I'm able to receive so that somebody else doesn't feel bad that I have and they don't. So that's just an example of a stream of consciousness that can come in and doing the inner work and making those shifts. So then what do we choose instead? So the book has tons of I am affirmations of what we're choosing instead. I am comfortable receiving. I love receiving. I am comfortable with abundance. I love receiving my worth. I love receiving my value, right? And then relationships and experiences started shifting. In business, most of us are in our masculine or our feminine too heavily. And I was way in the masculine in business in my old life. And I was doing and doing and doing, always from stress and force and, just from this nervous system that was going like this. And I got to create, once I did all this inner work for myself, I was like, okay, what am I here to do? And I hear so clearly, you're here to create what you made for yourself, for everybody else. Okay, but I had this PTSD because I healed my feminine so much of bringing my masculine back online. I'm not gonna do this from that same energy. If I'm doing business again, it's not gonna be from force. And wow, can I trust that business can be successful if I do it from ease and flow and from sitting back and leaning back and receiving vision, and a little bit of action, and the right action can create more of a ripple than me spinning my wheels doing it from what I think I know to do. And the answer is yes. So I've gotten to put all of these theories into practice and see, and it's all quantum physics. It's, these principles that we see it and we agree with it, but to actually live it and trust that that's really how it is a different story. And that's where these practices are incredible for shifting our life. from what we believe to what we're actually living and doing and speaking. So if you all would like, I'm going to pass around a moonstone and a sunstone. Grab one from each bag. So I'll pass them like this so we can make a nice figure 8. We're working with sacred geometry here. And take one from each bag so that you'll have 2. And I'm going to pass these rollers, and I'll do the same thing so we can make this beautiful figure 8 of the masculine, feminine energy, creating that harmonic shape. So the black one here is, remember, the feminine represents the night and the moon. People always, even after the teaching, they see this and they're like, but how is that? I thought that's the masculine. The feminine represents the dark, the void, the things that we're afraid of, sitting with ourselves and being in the unknown. Or if we're spiritual adrenaline junkies, we love to skydive in these realms. And the feminine side of our body is our left side. I'm going to create this masculine structure with these rules, and please know the feminine and the Aquarian in me says all rules are meant to be broken. We'll try it this way, but when I would sit with these, I would do it the other way and try it different ways because it's moving energy in all kinds of ways. There's no set way to do it, and that's why the books are so small too, because these key activities or exercises, experiences are just to give you an idea to unlock your limitless possibility and potential. It's just a springboard for you to play with your inner child and discover all these possibilities within your consciousness. I love to work with the spiral because that's how energy moves. Most people live their life in a circle. They just keep going around the same merry-go-round. And these tools are meant to break us out of the loop and move into the way energy actually moves, which is a spiral. We should be elevating and expanding in all directions because energy can't move in one direction. You want to go up, you got to go down. You want to go outward greater, you got to go within greater. That's just how the energy moves. You want to speed up, you got to slow down. So on the left side of our body, we'll roll a black one. And because this is the energy going inward, we're going to start outward and go inward. I will pass this way. To the left, to the left.
You said, oh, I said left.
Yes. And if your body does something different, that's perfect too. The rules are meant to be broken. And then on our right side, our masculine side of our body, we'll use the clear roller, the masculine. And we're going to, because this is how our energy goes out in the world, we're going to start in the center and spiral outwards. And I will pass this one this way. Thank you. And then once you have both rollers, both hands are sufficiently oiled. Anybody want to guess? Is the sunstone? We have sunstone and moonstone. Which one's masculine, which one's feminine?
Sunstone has masculine.
Right, because it's how we are outward in the world. Yes, and the energy most people are more comfortable with the day and in the summer versus the night in the winter. So the sunstone will go in our right hand.
So the sunstone is the colored one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then the moonstone is this one. This is rainbow moonstone. And that can go in your left hand. Moonstone is an incredibly powerful tool for doing the inner work when you're going into the darkness, into the void. If you've seen people on their spiritual journeys, they're not really grounded and tethered, they get lost. You can get lost in the expansiveness of unlimited consciousness. Moonstone is beautiful for doing shadow work. People use that term. People use it sometimes like it's bad or scary, and all it means is what's unconscious, and that's where your gifts lie. Some like shadow work, inner work, it's a good thing. And when you have moonstone, it's like a lighthouse in that void that helps keep guiding you on really what's for you and what's for your path. So you can go in all kinds of directions. They're all good in God, and they'll all lead you back to the same path. And it's nice to have a flashlight in the dark. Okay, so you'll hold those in your hands. And when you feel comfortable, if you feel comfortable, you can close down your eyes. And just trust that whatever comes to mind, whatever reflection comes up from everything we just shared and talked about, is perfect for you in this moment.